Alright folks, how's it going? Circling up from the mosh pit, we are here to check out Igorrr's album Spirituality and Distortion. Just jump into it. You guys know this band, you love them. I've appreciated all the people who've really been supporting my previous reactions and giving me more stuff to check out, because that's how I'm made more aware of all these awesome bands that I would have never learned about otherwise. Let's go. It's a longer album. Strap in, everybody. I love that flair. I don't know if it's Latin flair, how you would describe it. Really fits the Middle Eastern visuals here. It's like wise men or shepherds spying something, you know, in the desert that looks like an entity. I love the storytelling already. And then you get that bass pulsing coming in. Love it. It does make me think of Infected Mushroom. If you guys haven't checked out Infected Mushroom, they're dope. They do all sorts of genre merging and stuff too. Ooh. Nice. Okay, so I do have to pause it just because that's what it means to, you know, be able to use something in a transformative fashion on YouTube especially. I love already how this isn't going a million miles an hour. We've already had a couple lines of dana 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 dana. It's taking its time, which is great, because I think especially if we were to look at this literally speaking, you're out in the desert and then boom, this thing drops to earth or whatever, or it's emerged, you know, you're coming to see this thing. You know, and I love all the different visuals here. We get some people really... Is that guy holding a phone right there? Over on the right? Anyway, point being, you get families coming there, the kid pointing up at it, one person with their hands up, another guy bowing down. There's this very obvious, reverent emotion going on here. Everyone's trying to figure out what even is this thing. And this thing's just spinning around. It makes me think of every single anime or creepypasta story or anything like that, where people just, you know, the first time they see anything that they don't understand that seems big and powerful, they fall down and worship it, only for that thing to just mess up their lives. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the incredibleness of even a title like this, Spirituality, thinking that there's more than what we have right here, and trying to figure that out, figure out your spiritual views, and distortion. Distortion, tainting what is good. I'm loving this. Nice little double bass in there, always appreciated. Ooh. It's taking its time here. I really like this. Okay, we get a little bit of a choir coming in. There we go. I love this vocalist. I love her. Beautiful. So good. Ah, I love that. So that must be the same lady that was screaming in the last song that we checked out from the Hallelujah album. like just how she could go from singing really well to just growl it out. So good. I also loved the I don't know if it's dissonance. I'm not sure of the term. Music snobs, tell me in the comments what I'm thinking of. There's plenty of metal songs I've heard where someone might be singing something, and then there's someone pairing that singing with shouting on top of it. And it sounds like they're almost distant from the mic too. They're literally copying what the singer is doing, but they're adding more aggression to it, and they're just anything, by the way, it's a revolution. Instead of the person, saying the same thing that's being sung by the other individual. It's good stuff. It just adds it adds a little bit of pull to stuff. So I know also that this is the I from Igorrr. It made me think for a second as it was spinning around, because there's a few parts of it that made it look like it was maybe someone on the back of a horse, which made me think of, in the book of Revelations, it talks about Jesus coming down on a white horse, complete with the other horsemen of the apocalypse. So that's kind of what I was thinking was going on. It was some sort of distorted creature kind of thing. But, it's just the eye. Yeah, no problem with a little shameless self-promotion in your album. I get it. Okay. Nice. I like how the gruff vocals aren't matching with the singing. It's not like they're doing the repeating now. It's just da 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 da. It could almost be comparable to another set of drums banging away a little bit to just add a little bass, which I think's cool, and this is something I have come to fully love and embrace like it was a child, and like my own son that I love is the idea of how this band does so much layering and then systematically taking away some of those layers and replacing it. So it's this ebbing and flowing that normally happens that is not typical with a lot of metal that is focused on verse, bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, final bridge, chorus, maybe second chorus. There's a little bit of variety in the singing maybe, but to go from that formula to just have a very, we're just going to kind of bring in more instruments, take some of them away, have other voices and instruments swap different parts, and then we might come back to a motif from earlier. But other than that, this is a flowing track, a flowing album. I'm loving it. So I know those of you who are already lost and be like, could you stop talking? Listen, try a YouTube channel where you're reacting to stuff and you'll realize the actual rules of how you're supposed to play the game. All right? Give me a break. And so we're back with the guitar now. We're back with the classical guitar, acoustic guitar. So. Okay, nice. Some people had told me the different languages that go into these albums, how in some cases there's absolutely made-up language that is used. There's this one band, it has a lot of umlauts over it, but it's like OOXXOOXX, that's like a language, a made-up language that another band made, that this band sometimes uses, and I think that's wonderful. I think some of the coolest music is when you are able to strip away literally everything, including language, and still be able to communicate something. On a completely different regard, It even makes me a little emotional thinking about it. There's a VTuber called Hakos Bells. There's plenty of VTubers out there that are incredible musicians. You need to give them a shot. But Hakos Bells, also known as Bay, she came out with an album called Pandemonium, and there was a song that she had in there. It was pretty short, mostly orchestral, and there was no written language to it. She just made up something. It's so beautiful, and she's not even saying anything. It's that good. Even thinking about it right now, tears coming to the eyes. Go check it out. Wow. Wow. And, you know, there's something else I was going to say, and then I forgot about it, so we're just going to move on. Nervous Waltz. I've had a few of those. I love it. Already. Dance with me. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to go right in the middle. Oh. Nice. Nice. Ooh, little tempo change, okay. Nice, get the strings running. I forgot if there's a term for that. I remember learning it in piano years and years and years ago. Sometimes in order to, it's like if you're, oh man, my brain thought of 3 different comparisons. If you're really good at paintball, there's a way that you're going to be able to fiddle with that, the trigger, so that you can go da 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 da, and you can, you know, do it double time. Same thing with if you're playing the drums and you really figure out your pedal, your foot pedal. You can essentially you know, especially if the beater of the pedal is really close to the drum head, you can move just 1/4 of an inch, depending on how your foot feels, and basically be able to double tap the same pedal. You just have to figure out the kind of rhythm of it and the motion, like where you would have to go. You know, so that saves time, especially if you know, might not have a double bass pedal, and you can still, you know, do triplets and things like that. What was I going with this? I had a point. It's, okay, hold on, I had a point. Okay, with the piano, sorry, my brain forgot the piano. There's something you can do where you kind of have to, in order to play that note enough times, because a piano key is relatively skinny, being able to go da 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 da, you know, with the fingers, there's a way you can kind of almost roll your fingers on it, to be able to play it, you know, a number of times like that. I forgot if there's an actual term for that. Again, music snobs, tell me in the comments. Love you. Mwah. Nice little echo right there. Nice. Ooh, that was beautiful with the drums. So, very interesting way that the piano's fading in. It sounds like it's coming in from just the right ear. So we have the piano going, and then the guitar seems like it's kind of following the piano. Something like that. Very, very interesting. And again, it's one of the things I love about how it's just ebbing and flowing. I feel like now the curtain's kind of been pulled back on what this band has been able to offer. Not to say that this is anything bad or anything like that. It's just once you kind of know what a band of this caliber is able to do and what their typical repertoire is, then it's a question of, okay, the excitement of something new every single song has kind of worn off. Now let's see what they're able to actually deliver in making every song a little bit different, adding variety, what we're able to see, that kind of thing, right? At least for me. I'm not a consumer of music who just wants to be stuck in the honeymoon stage. Where as soon as I find something that is no longer as exciting as it was, then I move on. I know there's way too many people out there that's literally their whole mantra, and they will say a band is good or not based on how it's able to stay interesting or something. But the point being is, I'm still really loving the variety that they're able to give, even though I can kind of see, now it's not like, oh, wow, they added this new thing. Wow, they did this new thing. Now it's like, okay, I get it. We get the orchestra, we get the, choir vocals, we get the different languages, we get the gent stuff, and a little bit of even distortion with, the electronics and that kind of thing. So that's what we got. Cool. There's still so much variety that we have here. I don't feel like I've listened to any one song from them so far that is, an exact replica of anything else. So, I'm liking this. I've told you guys before, for whatever reason, ever since I was a kid, the first time I heard with some sort of breakdown in that drop D chord, you could play that all day long for me, and I would love it. Have the double bass of the drums playing along with it. Oh, it's like crack. It's like the healthiest of crack in my mind. I don't know why, but there's just something about that. Just that. You don't even have to add variety. Your fingers don't have to go anywhere else. Just right there. Just, it's so good. Oh, give me the gent. Give me the gent. Oh, that was too little. Ooh. Now we get the breakcore. What the hell? Dude, that was a disgusting end right there. But also that little bit of breakcore with the bass kind of glitchy on top of it and adding just a little bit of strings. Dude. That exactly sounds like an Infected Mushroom song. I mean, literally, guys, if you have not heard Infected Mushroom, you need to. They're so good. Very nice. Oh. Ooh, that bass. It's too much. I love it. Oh, I don't, ooh. Yo. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, man. That's so delicious. That is food. That is food for my mind. I just, oh. I want more. I want more noise. Give me more noise. I want more noise. I was not happy with that. I was not satisfied with that. Give me more noise. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I love that. I love that. I'm trying to remember from the last album that I looked at which song had the which one had the breakcore. I'm sure there was a few breakdowns that had breakcore in it. But I know there was a few songs that just had breakcore in it. It was really cool. Hollow Tree. So we get the harpsichord. Oh, what a chunky beat. Yes. Give me the Eastern-inspired notes. Oh. So good. Ooh. Dude. Okay, more choir coming in. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Get the strings going a little bit. Oh, and that's the end. Interesting. Okay. Camel dance floor. I mean, obviously we're going to get some Eastern inspired string stuff, but my brain immediately thought of Deer Dance by System. So if it's not a direct reinterpretation of Deer Dance with Eastern strings, then I'm going to be sorely disappointed. I'm just kidding. Yeah. That didn't sound like a pad, like a drum pad that had a particular sound. That sounded like someone slapping their thighs. Well, I mean, I got shorts on, so it's not going to sound okay. Well, just it sounded more like that. What the heck? Ooh. Ah. Dude, I don't know when I first learned about beats where instead of just going with the snare or whatever, they go for the bells of either a ride cymbal, crash cymbal, an actual bell like cymbal. Going back and forth between that and the snare. But I don't know. It just, as soon as I heard that in music for the first time, it probably was by Almost Easy by Avenged Sevenfold. First time I ever heard that, I was like, oh, whole different soundscape, whole different sound perspective. So to have the it's just it's so good. It just sounds so good. Ugh. I just love the little how when they're going back into that verse, when they're going back into that, you get the bass going, but then they throw in a little bit of like bassy wub dubstep stuff. It's so good. It just adds a little bit of like, it shows a what is it? Like a springboard. You're springing back into that. We're getting back into it again and adding a little bit of oomph into the beginning of that pocket. I love it. I love that stuff. There you go. Nice little bass solo. That sounded like a surfer, like, not surfer guitar part, but like, there was some distortion on that guitar that made me think of like like old, like surfer rock type stuff. That's cool. That is so cool. Oh, come on. Oh man, now I just, you know what? Maybe I'm the only one here, but my brain, like, whenever I hear stuff like that, I feel like it's like, I don't know, like, I always interpret something when I'm listening to mostly instrumental music like this, right? So when I hear the clapping and everything, and then it goes into a different phrase and they're still clapping, I'm imagining a room full of people just busting a move, and there's the crowd surrounding them like, yeah, you know, some sort of jig, some sort of group dance, like, oh, so good. I love this. I love this. Or even better, have you ever been in a concert where you're just loving what the crowd is doing, or the drummer is going through a crazy solo and you're just clapping along because it's just so good? That's what that is. That's what that is. That's delicious. I love, oh my gosh, it's so good. I love whoever comes up with these ideas of how to just make some of these tracks so festive. You just add so much personality to it. You could just do paint by numbers with a gent beat, you know, a few breakdowns of different instrumentation that sounds like different themes, right? There's a lot of bands that might have a really strong intro, and it has very unique instruments and soundscapes and what have you. And then it just goes into, we got the breakdowns, and then we got the you know, the chugging, we got the verse, we got the chorus, we got whatever. But the fact they just figure out how to utilize that all throughout and have such variety to it sounds so good. I love this stuff. Okay, breakcore. Okay, just metal. Ooh, you know what? So this is where my brain interprets stuff. When that breakcore was coming in, it sounded so muffled. It sounded like a gallop. Camel dance floor. We got the camels running. That's what it sounded like right there. We got the. It sounded like something galloping. Come on, man. You know what? They always say that one of the best things that you can ever do when you're making any sort of product is for people to complain that it's too short. Every single one of these songs so far has ended way sooner than I want. And it almost ends on like a cliffhanger every time. It's good stuff. So I don't know what this word means. Let me know in the comments. I don't know how to pronounce this. So parpaying? Let's go. emptiness will bleed through all the walls. Interesting.
Rotting emptiness will bleed through all the walls.
Rotting emptiness.
Now and forever, living or dead. The gods of God will shine immortally red. Ground of blows and tide of flesh is what I need to make this concrete and fully obscene. I need all them bones. I want all the rotting corpses.
I need all the bones? Okay. Understood. House of Death, House of Corpses.
Now desecrate, feed them to me. And the blood that is now what I need, so I can melt you
Playing my Game Boy.
forever. Bones and flesh will stand. The rotting emptiness will bleed through all the walls. This is the house of death. This is the house of corpses. This is the house of death. This is the house of corpses.
I'm speechless. You know what this did make me think of, though? I know I said I was speechless, and then I thought of something, and now I'm no longer speechless. Becoming the Archetype did an amazing album that was remixes of some of their other stuff, and it genuinely sounds incredible. If you like any sort of merging of genres, I'd assume you would if you're a fan of this band, right? You need to check out their album. Let me look it up real quick. But there was some... They had these different genres that went with it, like liquid something remix, and it would have this very like synthy sound to it with a little bit of dubstep, and the vocals would have, you know, a bit of reverb on it and that kind of thing, but it sounded good. Let's say Archetype Remix album. Celestial Progression is what it was called. Yeah. So it kind of has like it's got a picture of the guy's face on it, but it's like very pixelated. So what was it? It was like... Yeah, they just add electronic music to it. Yeah, it was cool. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, but in regards to the lyrics of this song, this is the House of Death, this is the House of 1,000 Corpses. Makes me think you could throw this into a 8-bit style video game where you either play as the killer or you have to run away from one, and it's like, yeah, we're just letting you know, this is not a place of safety. I really like this, though. It's so cool. I was a little bit confused at first. It sounded like we were just getting a straightforward gent metal track, which isn't bad. I was like, wow, let's just bring it back to the roots for a second. Ooh. Just give me the metal, man. Guts and brains are my building grows. For the maggots will feed my need for decayed souls. All I need is for me. Now I build with bodies. Now I feed on follies. This is the house of death. This is the house of corpses. This is the house of death. Nice little double in there. Nice.
Now desecrating them to me, and the bullets is now what I need, so I can melt you to stone.
Nice. Nice. You bring back the Game Boy stuff. I really, really liked that. Not to say that I would rather have more of that instead of what we have so far. I would love to see an album that's mostly just metal from them. Because, yeah, we've seen it now. We've seen, yes, the very stripped back, just bare bones metal type track. This had the intro, the verses, the bridges, the chorus, that kind of thing, right? And it had a little bit of coolness to it with the electronic stuff, which I loved. I loved that whole thing that they just stripped out everything else and then had the synthesizer on top of that as the vocals were going on. Great stuff. It makes me wonder what else they could do if they stripped it back to just that formula. You know what I mean? Anyway. Musette Maximum. I take back what I said about basically seeing everything they have to offer, and now it just being past the honeymoon phase and figuring out whether or not they can keep, the uniqueness going. Polka metal. Got it. Like, what is going on with that bass, yo? Nice. Wow. Oh, excuse me, goodness. I had my coffee. This is the less nervous waltz. Wow, okay. I don't even know what I thought about that. I mean, it was great. I loved it. Felt like the movements in the song were very natural. I just have never heard of a metal song with a accordion. That is a first for me. Now, all of you in the UK who, have heard of lots of polka metal and rock and whatever, you can tell me how wrong I am in the comments. It's just I have never personally experienced this kind of, influence here. Himalayan Massive Ritual. Himalaya, excuse me, not Himalayan. I think I was talking about that type of instrument in another reaction. It's like a kettle drum kind of thing, but you play it with your hands and doom ba doom 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 ba doom doom doom. It's cool that we're getting this in here. So obviously sped up in the studio. Whoa. Nice. Nice. Nice, we're getting back into that Eastern theme. Okay. Oh. Wait. Oh, she had a safety breath. I thought someone sniffed. Out there like, holy, oh. Anyway, that made me laugh way harder than I thought. Different key change with, or not key change, timing with the singing. Ooh. Huh. Okay, so first of all, oh my gosh, there was just so much going in there. There was that psh, 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 that sounds either like a china or like one of those cymbals that it kind of looks like a curly Q. Or not curly Q, but like it's like you took a flat cymbal and then cut a ring around it and then let it hang. So it's like a tree. I think it's called a tree cymbal. But it has a very like kind of sound to it. That sounds like what that is. And then I liked how the voices were coming in at a certain point. I forgot exactly what they were doing because I was focusing on trying to figure out the cymbal. Yeah, so singing along with whatever the string instrument that's going, brr, 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 there, oh, it's really good. I like that. Very nice. There's something else too, you know, as much as we've heard the drums go absolutely crazy and have such variety with its ability, just when the drums go, doom, ka, doom, ka, doom, ka, just keeping that beat going, there's something chunky about that too. There's something just really good about that I really like also. That it sounds like some distortion almost. Well, I was trying to figure out what the drums were doing right now. Is the bass is coming? The bass drum is coming in. Normally it's da da ka da doom da ka da doom da ka da doom da ka, but it sounds like it's coming in on the E. Da do da 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 da, something like that. That's crazy. I've never heard that before. It's one of those things with the drums that I never got far enough along to learn how to play. But being able to be in so much control of your timing that you can literally just, maybe you keep that right hand going if we're playing a right-handed set, right? The right hand is normally what plays the hi-hat. You're keeping time with that. That's essentially what the hi-hat's for. You close the hi-hat with your left foot. You're playing on it to keep timing. Dun, 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 dun. And then you learn four-way independence later on, but you still have this sense of like, you're the metronome as the drummer, okay? So having that sense of control of like, somewhere, some way, you are still conveying the timing. It might not be 4/4. Clearly here it's not. But being able to let everything else play however it wants, whenever it wants. Just throwing in something else, just whenever. It's just, that is so incredible to me. It's one of the things I love about the drums so much. Oh, and then we're back to the hand drums. Or we were for a second. I could hear the... That's cool. That's really something. Very, very nice. I think Parpeg and probably Very Noise and Camel Dance Floor are my two favorites right now. Lost in Introspection. Kind of a play on Lost in Translation. Nice piano and the strings playing together. Now I feel like we're back to that classic Igorrr formula. I think with the drums too, when it's going, I think while there's bells being played, I think he's probably doing some stuff with the hi-hat also, because that can mimic the sound of like, you know, that they're throwing in there. The either playing the ride or the bell. Maybe he's doing the ride on one hand and then a bell on another hand, and then doing the hi-hat third, because he's not doing double bass. He's just doing do on the bass drum from what I can hear. So being able to throw in a little bit of hi-hat can really add like another effect to it. It's like you have three hands going tee. It's really, really cool. Very cool stuff. Nice. Ooh. Plucking the strings. Ding, 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 ding. Adding a little effect over it. Ooh, I like that pairing. That's really good. Nice. That's so cool. Nice. You know, something I like about the title with that Lost in Introspection, I feel like, you know, a lot of that song really plays into the feelings of when you're introspective about something, when you're internalizing something, it's not always easiest to process what's even going on around you. So you can lose some things because you're trying to focus, you're trying to process everything, and you're being conscientious of yourself and how you feel. So to lose something because you're trying to focus in and figure out how you feel, that's tough. Because that can easily be a part of any sort of, you know, loss with, you know, something you're trying to process and internalize. You can lose some finer details the more you focus in. You know what I mean? So I like that. I like that title. That's really cool. And this is Overweight Posy? Like the flower? Let me check. Wait, so an informal adjective for being superficial and trendy? Yeah, they don't even have that spelling, though. They have it P-O-S-E-Y. Literally Googling it right now, it doesn't have that spelling. It does not have that spelling at all. It auto-corrects it to P-O-S-E-Y. That's interesting. Maybe we're talking about the flower, the posy. It's overweight. It's too big. It's a big fat flower. Nice. Okay, sorry. So the strings came in with a, and to have that go on top of what the lady was saying, it almost sounded like her voice was straining for a second. But based on how they mixed that and everything, for it to come in, and to have the strings be like, it just very, very interesting. I like that. Very nice. Ooh. Nice. Huh. Wow, they just held that. I know she didn't actually hold that note all the way, but you can hear how in the editing in the studio, they just continually stretched that note and then added reverb as time went on, as it was, you know, going on longer and longer. That's cool. I like that. Nice. Nice, getting back into the breakcore. Okay. Okay, I like that. I like that. I can understand that now. I can understand this part as a drummer. You know, whatever cymbal he was playing and the bass drum were going do 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 do. And it's something I've seen happen with rap flows as well, where you get a little bit ahead and and eventually it's going to come back to that timing. So you're going a little bit ahead. You're kind of you're not playing on a consistent count, but you're doing it consistently, if that makes sense. And the more you do that, it's like eventually, you're playing this beat. It's gonna eventually wind back around and be on timing. So I like that with the rest of the band, with what they're doing. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I thought the guitar was doing something else more harmonic. I didn't know they were going which was literally what the drums was doing. I was listening more to the piano where it's like so you see that the timing is a little bit slower, but when you get the drums it's gonna eventually come back around to the same timing as the piano. That was my thought, and then I realized I was wrong, so never mind, I'm sorry. This is a reaction, though. And again, I wish it was longer. I wish that song didn't end right there. Paranoid Bulldozer Italiano. Wow. Now we get the guitar coming in. Sounds very just rocky. Nice. We having another paraping or whatever that, track 6. Nice. 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 Wow. Again, it's over? Dude, I'm loving this. Barocco Setani. I know, well, my brain was thinking the Baroque era of music. That was an earlier genre of classical music, the Baroque era, that established a lot of things about how music became formalized, how a formula became made from classical. Anyway, Satani, though. Was it like Baroque Satan? I don't know. Anyway. Nice. So that's, yeah, a harpsichord. Nice choir, I like that. Nice. Ooh, I like that. So, okay, it sounded like there was little squeaks in the background. I don't know if that was them taking the vocals and editing in the studio, maybe hitting part of one of her high notes, da, da, and going like, eat, 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 eat. I don't know if that's what that was, or a little squeak from the strings, but sounds very nice. Whoa, okay. Nice. With the strings going ring, ring, ring. That's cool. And again, what an exit. What an exit. I like that. I think, I say that as though I don't like it or whatever, or maybe I'm harping on it too much or something. I just say it because normally with a lot of metal bands, it's so clear when they're ending it, or just songs in general. Just kind of like, you might do another choir hit and and then it just kind of fades from there. But just being like, you're right in the middle of the sequence. And then let it fade for a while so that we're sitting there like, wait, what? Huh? That's the end of it? So I love that stuff. I love this. So polyphonic rust. I forgot what polyphonic is. Let me look it up real quick. Polyphonic percussion produces many sounds simultaneously, many voiced. Okay, cool. Especially in vocal music where two or more parts each have a melody of their own. Contrapunctal. I haven't heard that word before. Ooh. So having this very rocky metal type thing here, how are we going to bring in all these voices? It's again really taking its time here, which is cool. Nice. So we get more voices slowly coming in. I love that. Okay. Interesting. There's not as much vocals yet that I would have expected. So now we have more of that polyphonic vocal stuff. Nice. See, now that felt like it really had a, it let us know when they were tapering off. Kung Fu Chevre. I don't know what chevre means. Oh, we're back with this. Okay. Ooh, very feverish strings. And there was the bass going along with it too. We're getting verses sung here? Dude. Dude. Wow. That totally reminded me of Surge from System. What was that? It sounded like such a country moment right there. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, come on. Give me the slap bass. Dude, if this is how we close the album... Oh! This is so good. That was so incredible. So incredible. This was a treat. This was such a treat. I love how, even with, yes, you know, we've seen what elements they bring to the table, there were still ways that they can really... I only harp on that because there's a lot of ways, you know, because these aren't shorter albums. These are longer albums. There's a lot of ways that even early on, you know, you can see a lot of bands kind of running out of ideas and having to, you know, recycle riffs and that kind of thing. But the fact that every single song has a little bit of variety to it, and there's always a few standout ones. I mean, honestly, as much as it's separated itself from the rest of its, you know, typical flavor, I feel like Very Noise and Paraping are really some of my favorites. I think, you know, like Kung Fu and Bulldozer and Musette Maximum all had this very polka type stuff. That wasn't really my favorite. Not that I don't think it was incredible. It was incredible. I just don't really like accordion normally. You know, just kind of, I don't know, it felt a little funky. Not to say it was bad, I just didn't really, you know, enjoy it as much as the other stuff. Camel Dance Floor had to be one of my favorites up there too. But you guys give me your thoughts in the comments. I really liked this. And hold on, we're going to be checking out a few other albums from them too. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.